Well, we have joining us to examine the prospects and implications of President Bola Tinubu's frequent foreign trips, especially amid pressing domestic challenges and, of course, worsening public concerns at home. We have Abdulrahaman Musa-Ododo. He is the National Steward, the Renewed Hope Intelligentsia. Thank you very much for joining us on News Night.
Thank you.
Now, when you consider the number of days, in 1 month alone, 22 days out of 1 month, and the cost, 34 billion on Forex in 2 years, between 2024 and 2025, the fundamental question that Nigerians are asking, do we need this many trips? Have these trips been worth it, especially when you consider that we have had similar agreements in the case of UAE with former President Muhammadu Buhari, and of course France. We've had with Turkey now. I mean, what should we make of these trips?
Yes, the question, Nigerians' question,
Yes.
the question they are asking is a very
Valid question.
It's a valid question. We must accept that. It's a valid question. Every Nigerian will be concerned. What are we making out of this? But we must also have the consciousness and the intelligence of how do you run, how do nation develop, how do you fix a nation in a globalized world? You agree with me that the space that we live, this world that we are, is a marketplace. I'm telling you, it's a marketplace. Not only a marketplace, it's a space, is the most contested realm. This space that we are is the most contested realm. So leaders that understand how to manage statecraft at this junction, and you will agree with me that Nigeria is at the pinnacle or the cusp of the most significant evolutionary transition. So governing through this transition is always very troublesome in every area. So you must engage. The power of engagement is what rules the world now. This vast, I mean, is a globalized world now that in the globalized world in this globalized space, countries are contending. They are contending for attention, attraction, and domination, if you like. It's a very, very brave new world. So it is not what you have in your subsurface. It's not what you have. It's not what the natural resources that you have that you engage. It is the power of your engagement with the world. That is it. Because it's a space it's a vast place that you engage ideas, technology, capital, security engagement, trust. So the question was, what should, the choice before us as Nigeria is not the travel. Is that, are we going to live in isolation? Is Nigeria going to live in isolation, or we are going to engage with the world? No country, go and check the history of modern world. It's a brave world. No country has ever developed in isolation. I'm telling you, no country has ever developed. You have to engage, and that is exactly what President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is doing.
Okay, so yes, no country, operates and develops in isolation. But the question that is being asked is, these many trips, and can we substantiate the outcomes? Like, is there a mechanism for measuring success at a time when Nigerians are talking about unemployment, insecurity? How does the government justify to the ordinary Nigerians, to average Nigerians, that this trip actually would fix questions of poverty, insecurity, food security? What's the justification is what they're asking.
Yes. It's a process. I'm telling you, that is how it is. It's not something that a seed, if you plant a seed today, you don't expect it to germinate. And that is what I'm saying, that governing through a process, governing this kind of country through a process of transition is always troublesome. Because even what you're doing, it will not, the reform that is being carried out from the bold reform of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu that is the classical way of confronting when this nation is going through this kind of transition. Nigeria is at the pinnacle, just like I said, at the pinnacle of the most significant evolutionary transition. You need in fact in study of statecraft, this is the most. Is the rarest and the most demanding form of statecraft, and it's taxing for any leadership, because these people that you even want to help, they will be asking this question. That is why I said, but what we need to do is we keep explaining, just like the Ministry of the Minister of Foreign, the Minister of trade, investment, industry, trade and investment, Dr. Jumoke. He said,
Oduwole.
He said, so far over 50.8 billions across 87 MOUs have been committed to Nigeria from President Abdulrahaman to do troops. Often, he said that in his ministerial briefing last year. So, meaning he said something that's very pertinent. He said, what is left of them is how to engage, because those things must be followed up so that it can yield exactly what you're saying. It has to be a process. There's no
follow up.
Yeah.
No doubt, there's a need to follow up. But when you even factor in the fact that Nigeria, yes, we've designated some ambassadors, maybe about 4 or 5 of them named, but many have not been assigned.
Yes.
Who will do the follow-up? Because we heard from the Solid Minerals Minister, Dele Alake, that the reason why many of the previous deals didn't see the light of day was there was no follow-up. So what's the guarantee that you have follow-up in this instance? Who will be doing the follow-up when you don't have ambassadors on ground? That
is exactly what the ministers are supposed to do. In fact, that is what the minister of, Dr. Oduwole said.
The ministers will be doing the follow-up.
They have to do it because of course, now that we have that some of the ambassadors have been designated and eventually posted, they have to do the follow-up. And President, you see, let me tell you again, another pertinent issue that we should look at. President is involved in this kind of trip because the President, investors will never commit. They will never commit billions on documents alone. No, they commit on confidence, and the President presence signals what? Signals seriousness, stability, and sovereignty
even
assurance.
In a technology-driven world where it will make it a whole lot cheaper than the 34 billion that we're hearing on Forex spent in 2 years alone. In fact, in 2024, this government spent about 29 billion in 1 year. And in 2025, of course, a whole lot less. But does it have to come at this cost? And secondly, does the president have to be in these places physically? 22 days in 1 month. Does it really make sense?
It makes
How logical is that?
It makes a lot of sense. Yes, it has to come. It has to come with spending. There's no
at such
Yoruba people said olo. The person that has money is the one. Is the one that can get the market. That is how it is. You can't get anything without that. But of course, I love to balance my issue. We should. That's why I said Nigeria are asking the question: can we find a way of reducing it? But president, just like I said, signifies three major that are called major S. It signifies seriousness, stability, and sovereign assurance. There is no deal there. There are no deals that you can bring to fruition without the presence of the president. It signifies a lot. So the president have to be present there. That is it. Even there's no, just like I said, there's no country that ever made it. Even the president, the so-called the developed world now. Look at the left of engagement. Trump traveled to Saudi Arabia. Trump, America is still Chinese are engaging. Different kind of level they are engaging. And you said we can't afford to be dominant, to be docile. It will cost us a lot.
Thank you very much. Mr. Musa-Ododo, you did say the president could perhaps reduce it. These trips, I heard you say that.
Of course, as we go, but now, the engagement is very, very pertinent.
Thank you. Mr. Abdulrahaman Musa-Ododo is the chairman of National Policy Dialogue. He's also a political analyst and, of course, the head of the Renewed Hope Intelligentsia, sharing his thoughts there. Thank you for your time on Newsnight.
Thank you for having me.